समन्ता चक्रवालेषु अत्रा गच्छन्तु देवता सद्धम्मं मुनिराजस्य सुनन्तु सग्गमुखदं ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං භදන්තා ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං භදන්තා ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං භදන්තා. May all divine beings arrive here to listen to sublime Dhamma expounded by the fully enlightened one. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Honor to the Supreme Buddha, the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. Meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, once again you have got the opportunity, the golden opportunity to listen to sublime Dhamma expounded by the fully enlightened one. Generally, the Supreme Buddhas are born to this world in order to help all the beings in the samsara life to put an end to this dangerous samsaric life by comprehending the Four Noble Truths. Of course, almost all the beings, although are unable to grasp the Dhamma knowledge expounded by the fully enlightened one in terms of their wholesome, unwholesome actions accumulated, a category of or the portion of beings in heavenly field and in human world are able to comprehend this noble, magnanimous Dhamma. Therefore, according to the Supreme Buddha Gautama's Dhamma exhortations, are living beings, especially during the time of the Buddha, listen to the sublime Dhamma and attain arahantship. Later on, when the dispensation moves forward, other beings, including millions and trillions of beings, could comprehend the Dhamma. Today, we are fortunate enough to once again read the doctrine and practice it and come to at least able to go to a pleasurable plane after the demise. In order to be born in a pleasurable plane, meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, you have to accumulate lot of merits and you have to generally practice some of the important factors like Seka Bala, 5 powers which are very essential. In those powers, the best one is unshakable confidence or saddha, and secondly, sila, virtue, and thirdly, Dhamma knowledge, and fourthly, Tyaga or charity, and finally, the wisdom, panya. When we pay attention on the Sri Lankan society, majority of the population have no proper, kind of unshakable confidence towards the Triple Gem. Therefore, they just die without knowing at least the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. This is the sorrowful situation in our country and in the, in our Buddhist mass. Therefore, first and foremost, when we socialize religious wise. We have to socialize the child from the very beginning to have unshakable confidence towards the triple gem. This has been carried out by our ancestors adequately and appropriately and successfully. For example, King Kavantissa and Queen Viharamaha Devi socialized the two princes to take refuge in the triple gem wholeheartedly. When we read history, especially during the King Gamani Abhaya period, we can understand the kind of unshakable confidence possessed by King Gamani Abhaya towards triple gem. He always recited 3 stanzas: Buddho Tiloka Sarano, Dhammo Tiloka Sarano, Sangho Tiloka Sarano. Buddha is the refuge for the world. Dhamma is the refuge for the world. Sangha is the refuge for the world. And these are the ones which dispel darkness of the ignorance from the world. And this is the refuge for oneself. And if one goes for refuge, Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, there is no fear for that particular one. Therefore, these are the stanzas always recited and remembered by King Gamani Abhaya because of the given socialization for him from the childhood. And even King Saddhatissa the same. So we can remember King Saddhatissa when Venerable Kala Buddharakkhita Arahanta Thera was delivering a Dhamma sermon in near the Kaludiya Pokuna, the Kaludiya pond in Mihintale. On that day, he was delivering what is called Kalakarama discourse. So many people were there listening to this Dhamma sermon. Even the king went there to listen to the Dhamma sermon, unknown by other people gathered there. And he listened to it all night, standing. And finally he said sadhu 3 times after the discourse. After that, people got to know even the king of the entire country has come to listen to this Dhamma sermon. And they appreciated it. Therefore, the way how a ruler should rule the country has been expounded by the fully enlightened one. A very important thing for a country like Sri Lanka, this kind of principles, these kinds of principles. Therefore, in the recent context, we can understand the present leader of the country going on the path of the previous historical kings, taking oath as the president in the premises of Ruwangali Mahasaya. Now that is a very, very good example given to the entire world, because as as having direct principles, one has to, of course, proclaim and claim one's own religious background, one's own nationality, and these things are very important. Therefore, what we see in other religious persons in Sri Lanka and in the world, they always proud about their religion. They say, I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, I am Islam person, I am Hindu. But in our case, the kind of sorrowful situation. Sri Lankans and world Buddhists sometimes, most of the occasions, they don't directly say, I am a Buddhist. I am a Buddhist. I have taken refuge in the Triple Gem wholeheartedly. Why? Why they do so? Because they tend to think, if I reveal my actual profile, then I would lose some of the benefits that I can receive. So this is the idea of some of our, mean type of so-called Buddhists. These can be found in the political arena and in other arenas too. Therefore, meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, the very important thing in a person is the practice, the principles. So we have to have principles. We have to have kind of our own identity. We should not betray that identity for anything. Therefore, I think in the present context, I am very happy of the situation that present leader of the country reveal the identity to the entire world without hesitation. He is proud about his identity. And King Gamani Abhay proud about his identity, but he did not attack any other religious persons, other races. He even gave a kind of standard cremation to his enemy, King Elara. And even the present day, some of the educated or intellectuals, they appreciate the kind of philanthropy possessed by King Gamani Abhay. They claim that he is the greatest king ever born who respected human rights. However, some of the biased people criticize King Gamani Abhay or King Gamunu. People generally call him King Dutugamunu, but he is not what is called unjust king. He is a just king. This is political propaganda generally spread by King Elara. He is unjust king. So they call Elara just king, Dharmika Raju, and King Gamani Abhay Dusta Gamani. Now these are political propaganda. These days also we can see, even in social media, this fake political propaganda is being spread. Now that is a very wrong thing, because one day they have to suffer. Sometimes they might not suffer here, but they may suffer hereafter. So that is the main thing that they have to understand. Kamma and kamma pala, kamma vipaka. So result. If you sow bad things, you have to gain bad results. Now people generally don't believe these things, but those who take refuge in the Triple Gem wholeheartedly, they have to believe these things. Therefore, we can be very happy about our history and our historical royalists, especially our kings. When we study from King Pandukabhaya or King Vijaya, and then King Panduvasudeva and other kings, Pandukabhaya, and later on Muttasiva, King Devanampietissa, King and Uttiya, King Mahanaga, King Gotabhaya, King Kavantissa, King Gamani Abhay, King Saddhatissa, King Valagambahu, King Parakrambahu the first, King Vijayabahu the first, and all these kings. There are so many principles that we have to study, and those principles are very, very important for ruling a country, and also for the people, for the citizens. There are a lot of principles, exemplary principles that we have to take into account. Meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, the history, our legend, great chronicle, we have to study. Even Sir Anagarika Dharmapala, century ago, expressed his views regarding the study of the great chronicle Mahavansa by everybody in Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, some political leaders remove our historical documents, history from our education. That is a very bad decision taken by them. Therefore, a citizen has to study one's own history. What is the history? Because our history teaches us a lot of lessons. So, historicity is very important for a country, for the development, because we can take a lot of lessons, we can study a lot of lessons from our history. Therefore, meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, now our so many kings, ruled the country according to the Supreme Buddha's teachings, based on the teachings, Dasaraja Dharma, the 10 kings, 10 principles of the kings. Now, there Buddha has explicated the king should offer things, alms, dana, danan silang, parichagang, ajjavang, maddavan, tapang, akkodo avihinsacha, khanticha avirodata. So, this stanza explicates vividly about as to how a king should rule the country. So, there Buddha explicates the main factor, first factor is the king should offer alms, dana. Now, we can see when we read the history, our history, how kings have offered alms for the Supreme Buddha and for the Mahasangha. Now, we have to understand these things. We must teach these things to our children. Now, for example, King Gamani Abaya never partook any food without offering to Mahasangha. Once having duel with his brother, after the duel, he was first and foremost, he has to accept the defeat first occasion, and he went to generally sort of a village, jungle. When he was in the forest, his minister Tissa gave him a parcel of food, a rice parcel, rice packet. Then he took it and divided into 4 parts. One is for him, especially one is for the Mahasangha, one is for him, one is for the minister, one is for the horse and a female horse. Then what happened, when king was thinking about this, now he was in the somewhere, Buttala and that area. When he was thinking about this, his mind was read by a Arahant who was living in Puangu Island, that is Ponkodithu today, Ponkodithu. So, when this Mahathera, Arahanta Thera saw the mind of the prince Gamani Abaya, he advised another novice Arahant, Arahant, to go there where the king was going to give the dane and accept it. Then that particular Arahant came in the sky and he took that dani. Now, the prince first and foremost offered his part. Then Minister Tissa also said, I also want to offer my part too. Then even the female horse also make a sound, giving a signal his part should be offered. Then finally, almost all the food was offered to that particular Arahant. Then Arahant accepted it with his bowl and went to Puangu island and offered it to almost all the Mahasangha there. And finally, rest of it was sent to the king or the prince, according to the story. Now you can understand, even the period where the dangerous situations were there, kind of critical periods were there, the prince did not forget to offer dani to Mahasangha. Now these things should be taught to our children. Now today we see some of the foolish people, foolish politicians, they tend to say, may the double gem bless with you. Now these are very foolish things that we see in our country, because triple gem, now triple gem is the best thing in the world, Therefore, if we take refuge in the triple gem wholeheartedly, we never go to hell. We can be born in the heavenly place. Unfortunately, some of these so-called politicians, without knowing the value of the importance of the Mahasangha, they make these kinds of statements, foolish statements. Therefore, the reason is actually they have not been guided properly, or they have not been socialized properly during their childhood. But King Kavantissa and King Viharamahadevi guided their children, their princes, from the very beginning. That is why even in despicable situations, like after defeat, King Gamani or Prince Gamani Abhaya, by the time he was not the king but Prince Gamani Abhaya, who was supposed to be the king, offered that dane in the forest to the Mahasangha. And when he could not offer the kind of chili curry to the Mahasangha as a punishment, he built Mirisavatiya. The name was given Mirisavatiya because he could not offer the curry, the chili curry, to the Mahasangha on that day. Now see, these stories should be taught, must be taught to our children. Therefore, we must read what is called Mahavansa, and we must read and we must teach our children, our younger generation. I think for Sinhala readers, these days there is a great opportunity. Venerable Kiribadgoda Jnanananda Thera, one of the famous Dhamma preacher in Sri Lanka and in the world, he has translated the great chronicle Mahavansa in simple Sinhala language. Therefore, you all can read it. You take those. They are in 3 books, set of 3 books. Therefore, these 3 books should be there in almost all houses, and then children can and you can read and understand. Now we can read how our kings has attended on their parents magnificently. Now, for example, King 8th Akbo the 8th, Atavana Akbo, අටවන අග්බෝ. Akbo the 8th, King Akbo the 8th, how he has attended on his mother has been vividly explicated there. Now, in this Dhamma talk, I am not going to explicate how he has attended on. You had better read it. In the future, sometimes I will be able to explicate the kind of way that he has attended on the mother. I think in the history of the world, nobody has attended on his or her mother like the way King Akbo the 8th has attended on. Therefore, meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, we must read, we must know our history and take lessons, both the rulers and both the citizens, almost everybody. Then we can actually accumulate merits. Of course, even the Nayakar clan kings, the final kings of Sri Lanka. Now, generally, when I did not know the history, I tend to criticize these kings of Nayakar clan. But you know, except King Rajasingha, Sri Vikrama Rajasingha, because he could not do merits and all that as such because of the British influence, they make him to take alcohol, and finally he became a king, a cruel king because of the influence of the Britishers. Otherwise, he also would have been a very good king. But his other previous kings before this Sri Vikrama Rajasingha, like Sri Vijay Rajasingha, Rajadi Rajasingha, Kirti Sri Rajasingha, almost all these kings even have done lot of merits. Therefore, in order to do merits, what we have to do is to read the great chronicle, that is Mahavansa. Therefore, in this Dhamma talk, meritorious devotees, today what I wanted to say is, what I wanted to emphasize is, we have to take refuge in the Triple Gem wholeheartedly, and we must claim that as a honest person, I am so and so, I am a Buddhist, I am a good Buddhist, and I practice Buddhism, I practice these principles without hesitation, without bending towards these benefits and all that. In this regard, the present context is to a great extent some kind of healthy situation that we witness in our island today. So, I am very happy about that. I wish to continue this situation for the future generation too. Therefore, we all try to understand our history, read our history, get lessons, we must study lessons from our history, and we must do meritorious deeds, accumulate meritorious deeds, our political leaders, citizens and everybody. Then we must be able to live kind of mundane life, successful mundane life and successful supramundane life, and finally we can put an end to this sansaric life as expounded by the Supreme Buddha. May the Noble Triple Gem bless with you all. Akasatthaja Bhummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Sasanang. Akasatthaja Bhummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Desanang. Akasatthaja Bhummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Tang Sada. May you all be well and happy.